Hey guys, here are 5 things that I don't like about my smart car. I've had the car now half a year and I can pretty much tell you that I love the car, but there's 5 things that really put me down a bit, which is a shame. But let's begin with the first thing. Now, the first thing is this gearbox. It's a semi-automatic gearbox, but I find it sadly very, very bad. It's very slow, changes very slow, so I'm always going to use if you see here, the manual mode, because if I leave it to the automatic mode, it just takes forever to change. So the gearbox is very poor, and I definitely think it could be much better. It's by far one of the worst gearboxes on the car I've ever driven. So that's my first thing about the smart car. Number 2, there's no power steering in this car. This is a 2008 model, and there's no power steering in the car, which really is a shame, because when you want to park, when you want to turn corners and all that, it's quite annoying. You need to use 2 hands and a lot of effort to turn corners. Even though it may seem like it's a small car and it's easy, but it's still difficult to park, turn corners, which is quite annoying. So that's my second thing about the car, which I don't like. Now, the third thing, this car is built for the town. Obviously it's not made for motorways, but certainly here in London, everywhere we drive, there's bumps, holes, potholes and all that lot. Now, the problem is with this car is that it's very uncomfortable. You feel every little bump, small tiny things, you'll just feel it. And what happens is, after driving the car half an hour, you get a headache, because you just feel bumps, 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 bumps. And it is annoying. Trust me, it gets into you after a while. So that's another thing that I don't like about the car. Now, here's my 4th reason. Now, this one might sound a bit funny, but as you know, I've got another car, my 335i, and this is my Smart. Now, whenever I drive this car, the Smart, for some reason people will always, it's quite a hard one to explain, but they'll always judge you in a ways that it's such a small car that, oh, he can probably anyways fit, he can probably squeeze through, and they just expect you to do all things because you're driving a tiny car. They think that you can fit everywhere, and they just take you over, cut you in, come by, make you, basically all annoying things that you don't get day to day with a normal car. So this is a hard one, you'll understand it. I mean, it's just whenever I drive this car, I've always got problems with other drivers trying to make you do stuff that you would never do with your normal car. So it is quite annoying whenever you drive it. Of course, we're talking about here in London, so roads in London are normally full of traffic and crazy drivers, so yeah, so that's more or less the problem with this car. The 5th reason is that the handling on the car, on corners, the car doesn't feel safe. I mean, when I mean safe is you can't take a corner on a decent amount of speed. You need to keep the corner slow because it feels a bit tipsy. But obviously you have to understand it's a small car, so you kind of expect it, but it is quite bad on the corners. But except these 5 things, overall I really enjoy driving the car, especially when you need to nip around local parkings. It's easy to find, and all the economy is very cheap to have such a car. But these are the 5 things that let the car down a little bit, but overall I still enjoy driving this car many times. So anyways, that's my take on the car, and this is my opinion from my experience. So there you go, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and more videos will be coming out soon from my other car, and hopefully more about different stuff as well. So take care, guys, and look after yourself.